to radiology. I had an opportunity to go to Stanford Medical. So I always thought I was going to be in the medical field. And then you put a little leaf on one end, and you twist it here, and you make a little handle that's really pretty, lays back. My gosh, it was like sticking my finger in a light socket. The minute I made those leaves, I knew that was the gift. The most difficult time, I think, was when my father disowned me and de-willed me because of my faith. The Lord has a plan for you. And you can just say, Lord, you have always been there. You are not going to leave me now. I don't see the plan, but help me to look for the plan. And it gives people hope. It gives people hope, and it gives me hope. I was terrified of my parents. Any infraction, you broke a glass, you said the wrong thing, you were either backhanded or beaten with a belt. It was terrible. I lived a very challenging young life. But having my father say that he never had me was bitter. It hurts. Well, then my dad switched wives. Well, his new wife just folded me in like one of her own little chickens, and I suddenly had a sister that loved me and two brothers that loved me, and we were really tight. And to this day, and they are, my one brother and his wife are very much Christian. Mama Shirley was such a wonderful Christian, such a big influence in my life. Because Mama Shirley was there, I'd send him cards and on his birthday and things for Christmas and that sort of thing, you know, but I was like going into a black hole. I didn't hear anything. And then one year, after about 10 years, I got involved when I moved down here to California. Got involved in a relationship that got really, didn't work out well, and I needed my family around me. And I wrote a letter to my aunts and uncles and to my dad and told them what had happened and told them that I needed prayers. And interestingly, my dad shot a letter back. I hadn't heard from him in years. Shot one back right away. You've always been in my prayers. He opened this door, and we were friends from March, and he died suddenly, unexpectedly in July. So for 3 months, I had my dad. It didn't occur to me until I was married at 27 and got in with a bunch of everybody was an agnostic, and it was at that turn that I said, oh, you know, I need to do something about this. And the only book really left in the house was the Bible, and so I read that. When I got done reading it, it's just like it read like this novel. And so I really prayed one time out in my shop, and I said, Lord, you know, you promised me that you're going to send me somebody. Well, where is he? And it's a Mercedes, and out gets this man in a suit and two women. They had to go down several roads correctly to get there. And so what they did is they just prayed the whole way, apparently, they said. And they said that they would say, no, I think we need to go here. Okay, I think we need to turn here, one of them would say. So then they would turn. And one would say, okay, you know, I'm really getting the impression that we need to take this exit. And so they would take that exit and they would pray along the way. So here comes a pastor and these two ladies, and they made it all the way up to my blacksmith shop on the very day that I said, Lord, please, you promised, you got to bring them. He says, well, I'm Pastor Ellis of the Centralia Church, and they out of PL down in southern Washington. And he said, this morning I just got this impression that I really needed to go somewhere, but I didn't know where to go. And so that was my introduction to the Seventh-day Adventists. Blacksmithing as a ministry for me is just fabulous, because I'm so often called on to go to another state or to another group of blacksmiths and show them how I do things. So while I'm showing them how to make a flower, somebody always asks me, how did you become a blacksmith? What started? And so then I can tell them, it's a gift, I prayed for it. And I did pray for it. You know, it's like finding what it is you're here for. It's finding what it is you're here for. The purpose that God has given you. Everybody has a gift. For me, it's a way to show people that God exists, that they might not see it in any other way. You know, I think the greatest ministry starts right in the environment that you're in, your house, with your family and people that interact with you. Even if what you do best is that you raise great chickens, there is a ministry among people that come to you for your eggs or that you interact with, and that's what I do with the blacksmithing. I'm really not a door banger. I'm a quiet light. I feel the greatest job that we have on this planet is to be that light for someone with whatever it is you do. And you can just say, Lord, you have always been there. For 40 years you have been there. You are not going to leave me now. I don't see the plan, but help me to look for the plan. And it gives people hope. It gives people hope, and it gives me hope.